Okay, I've been putting this off for way, way, way too long. Okay. It's my top 10 anticipated games of 2015, and I'm just gonna go through the list of my games that I'm anticipating. I don't have a script or anything, and if you don't like it, you can just go straight to hell. Okay, so the first game, or I guess number 10 on the list, would definitely have to be Castlevania. I know Konami hasn't exactly announced anything, but I'm secretly hoping that they will. I mean, the last game I played in the series, I think, was Harmony of Despair. I downloaded it for the PS3, and it was nice, and I think the game left plenty of room for a sequel. So they could go that way, or I'd even take an HD remake of Symphony of the Night right now, because I still play that game. I'll probably make my top 10 games of 2004 if I ever do one of those. And I think that game would look really great with some HD sprites. Kind of like how we saw in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, Super Duper Mega Awesome Edition version 2 or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they're calling that one. So, hopeful. I doubt they will, because Konami's run by idiots. Alright, number 9 would definitely have to be Zelda on the Wii U. This one goes on the list simply because I'm hoping it'll continue what Nintendo did with A Link Between Worlds. I think being able to rent out weapons and tackle a dungeon in any order really made the game a lot better. I mean, I hate how Zelda has been linear all this time, especially considering that the first game wasn't very linear when you go back and look at it. I mean, you could really go to any dungeon at any time, and I think they should really keep with that, especially on the Wii U. I know it has the hardware to do this, and it's super fun. I mean, we can all, like, create our own stories, pretty much. I think that's definitely been my main issue with Zelda games in the past. It always feels like this choreographed dance in a bit. Like, you get 3 items in the first 3 dungeons, and then you go somewhere and some plot thing happens, and then you have to get another 7 items in another 7 dungeons, and then you confront Ganon again and rescue Zelda, and it's just like, it doesn't really feel like I'm playing a new Zelda game, but a remake of the last Zelda game with new elements, just to keep us from calling them remakes. So I hope the Wii U version eschews these traditions in favor of fresh story with open world gameplay. That'd be great. Imagine Zelda plus Skyrim. Oh, that would be so. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I just thought that up off the top of my head. Now I think I wet my pants. Plus some RPG elements. I know we haven't seen that in Zelda and Zelda 2, but I think like if you gained levels, oh, that'd be super awesome. Ugh. I know I would. They would definitely be on my top 10 best games of 2015 if it did that. So Nintendo, get on that super killer idea. Everyone loves Skyrim, everyone loves Zelda. Just combine the two and we'll love it. The next game, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Yeah, it already came out on the PS3, PS4, and the PC. But this one's a port of the PC version on the PC. I mean, on PS4, whatever. You can tell it's not scripted because I just screwed up there. Anyway, I'm really excited. I didn't get to play the PC version, unfortunately. I have a dinky little laptop that barely runs League of Legends, so that's kind of how bad it is. But I just love Devil May Cry 4. I wish it really does feel like an unfinished game. You go through the game as Nero, and then you go through the game again as Dante, just in reverse order. Kind of sucks because you're fighting the same bosses and enemies pretty much the entire game as both. But the special edition's coming out. I can't wait. We're gonna be able to play as Virgil. I hope they do a little Virgil story, because I always expected Virgil to be like Nero's arm, like he possessed Nero's arm. It made sense, right? What if kind of like what happened to Ocelot in Liquid in Metal Gear Solid 2, although probably more coherent than that since that game's kind of a mess.
Though a fight every now and then does make life a little more interesting, don't you think?
Okay, number 7 on my list, Dragon Quest Heroes. I'm not the biggest Dynasty Warriors fan, but I do like the Dragon Quest series. I played Dragon Quest 8. I haven't played 9 yet. I should really pick it up for the DS one of these days. But I played Dynasty Warriors. It's pretty fun. And Dragon Quest Heroes, my friend Dao Xijing, I don't know. He's one YouTuber I follow. He has a lot of fun with it. I've seen him play. It has like a leveling system, which I'm not sure if Dynasty Warrior games actually have this or not. But this is the first time I noticed it. Like, you gain experience to level up, which is great because I love RPGs. So, yeah, I can't wait to play this one. I really liked playing Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U last year. I don't know if I'd call it the top 10 game of last year, but it was fun. Lots of Zelda icons in it. I can definitely see why people like it, and I'll probably end up buying my own copy. What number am I on? Number 6, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Don't get confused by the title. This is actually the second game in the series. I guess Nintendo is skipping 2 through 9 or something. Whatever the reason, I'm glad we're getting this game, because I have to admit I missed out on the first game. I sold my Wii after I discovered that tripping bullshit in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And I kind of regret it, kind of not. Xenoblade was one of 2 games that made me regret selling it. It was just seemed like a really solid RPG, and I don't know if it's available to download. If it is, I'll definitely download it for my Wii U and play it before Xenoblade Chronicles X. But yeah, I can't wait. I love RPGs, and this one seems really solid. I think I saw some mech thing in it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. But hey, any RPG on the Wii is great with me. It's my favorite genre. I'm sure I'll do a top 10 games of all time or whatever, and you guys will see that. And oh, I know some of you are going to wonder what my other game is that made me regret selling the Wii, and that would be No More Heroes 2. I never got to play that because I sold it too soon. I did play the first one, and the first one's on PS3, so yeah, I don't know why they never ported 2 over. I would love to play 2. I hear it's way better than the first one. Not that the first one was bad, that one was fun too. Definitely one of my favorite Wii games. Number 5, I gotta put this on the list just because I love Keiji Inafune. It's Mighty Number 9. This is essentially the spiritual successor to the Mega Man series, which I have always loved. And it's only at number 5 because I'm not sure if I should put it higher. I'm a little hesitant, mostly in regards to, like, there's this stun dash mechanic that you use to absorb robots, and I don't know if that's going to be super fun. I really like Mega Man's running and gunning style, but maybe this seems to kind of fit right in. But at the same time, I remember playing some Mega Man games that it was just some stupid mechanic, and I don't know. I'm optimistic still. I'm gonna buy it day one. I just hope it's more Mega Man 9 and not Mega Man X7. So let me just say that. This was before Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. That's where I got screwed up on. I like the Metal Gear games. I only play them once or twice each game, but I really like the story. Although it seems to be a bit convoluted now that we keep going back and forth in the timeline. And so because of this, a part of me secretly hopes that MGS5 is secretly a reboot. So something along the lines of maybe a time traveler comes back in time in order to change the future. And then that would also kind of explain why David Hayter was replaced as a voice actor of Big Boss in favor of, what's his name, Kiefer Sunderland? I'm not getting that right. But whatever. I really think Metal Gear Solid series needs a reboot. I mean, the plot kind of convoluted, and it's convoluted because I know Kojima never meant to make anything past Metal Gear Solid 2, and so with 3 they went back in time, and then 4 they kind of tied everything together, and that was supposed to be the end. And then Konami doesn't have any games besides Metal Gear now, do they? Besides that and Silent Hill, I'm not entirely sure what's coming out. But doing a reboot will allow Kojima to have a fresh start on the series, and it'll really allow him to get like all his thoughts in place. Be like, okay, here's what's gonna happen in game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just kind of like planning out the entire series, so stuff doesn't get all mixed up. Number 3 on the list, Final Fantasy 15. We've been uploading Final Fantasy 15 videos to our channel, which is odd because we're more or less a Let's Play channel, but we're all really excited for 15. This is the one game that the three of us, me, Jake, and Dan, really looking forward to, and I'm sure we'll definitely do a few videos on it. I know there's a demo 15 coming out with, what is it? Type 0 HD, something like that. The port of the PSP game that came out like a billion years ago. I already have it pre-ordered just so I can play the demo. I'll probably record it for you guys, so hopefully we can get that up and running. And I'm really excited for this one. I played Final Fantasy 13 and it was okay. Jake hates it. I don't know what Dan thinks about it, but this one looks like a lot of fun. The combat looks fun, and I just hope that the story's good. I know Final Fantasy games just haven't had a good story ever since Hironobu Sakaguchi left. So I'm really kind of hoping that 15 proves to me that Square Enix can write a great RPG story in this post-Sakaguchi era that they're in. If not, they should really just look to hire him back, because after playing through Lost Odyssey, I can tell you, it's like, yeah, I think he took all the storytelling talent in that company with him. Number 2, I've been hyped for this ever since I saw it at E3. It's No Man's Sky, which it looks like a cool exploration game. You can get in a ship, travel to different locations, different planets, come down on the planet and just do whatever you want. It really seems like if you were to hold my hand, it would be like Skyrim combined with, what's a good game to explain it? I don't know. Just like an open world game, but across like tons of planets. And it's super exciting. Like, I haven't heard too much, but I just see the trailer and I'm like, my imagination takes over. And I don't know, it's hard to describe. I guess I'm just a sucker for exploration games. I know Just Cause 2 had a lot of exploration. And I'm like, how about Just Cause 2, but you can go to different planets and do a bunch of different things. Like, one planet's ice, another one's fire, one has extremely low gravity, one has tons of gravity, futuristic, medieval time, just kind of combine a bunch of different elements. I know I saw dinosaurs in one of the trailers, so one's definitely in prehistoric. So that'd be really good. The only thing that I'm a little worried about is that this is from an indie developer, and considering the scope of a game, you really need like a top-tier developer working on this to come out with something really good. Someone like Rockstar Games would definitely be able to do this after seeing what they've done with Grand Theft Auto 5. But I'm just gonna hope for the best. I'll buy it day one. Even if the game completely sucks, I like the idea, and I want to support developers who have grand ambitions, even if they fail to meet them. And number 1, of course, I gotta put this on. You guys know I love the Persona series. Persona 5, definitely number 1. I don't care. Like, if I can only buy one game this year, it's definitely Persona 5. It's been one of my favorite series ever since I played, number 3 back on the PS2. And then the Vita version of Persona 4 just catapulted the game into my heart. It's like one of my top 10 games of all time. I just love the characters. I love the humor. I mean, it's like it combines like the storyline from old school not so much old school, but like the great storylines of RPGs, of the hero from Hironobu Sakaguchi, and then mixes it in with Pokemon and Fusion. It's just like there's just so much addicting, and I love the characters and the plot. Like I remember Persona 4 had this murder mystery plot, and I'm a big murder mystery guy. I love watching Agatha Christie's Poirot. That's really great story. And I remember, what was it called? Case Closed. I think that was the anime that I remember saying. I saw all the seasons of that in like 2 weeks or so. I just blazed right through it. So I can't wait to see what the team does with Persona 5, especially on the PS4 hardware. I know Persona 3 and 4 on the PS2, even the Vita version was just more or less a port with a few updated graphics and a little bit more. I think there were more fusion monsters, I want to say. Don't hold me to that. So one thing I really want to see from Persona 5 is a port. Kind of like how we got Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. Maybe we get like Persona 5 Crimson on the Vita, you know? It just makes sense, because like if you go to the PlayStation Store, you can download Persona 1 through 4 on your Vita. I mean, the first 3 games are for the PSP. Persona 1, 2 Innocent Sin, 2 Eternal Punishment, and then 3 are for the PSP, and the Persona 4 is for the Vita. And so why wouldn't you put number 5 on the Vita as well, just so you could have like you can make it like your own Persona portable thing, you know? It's like, make the Vita a Persona, like the number 1 thing for people to buy Persona games on. It just makes sense. Plus, having an RPG on a handheld just makes sense for me normally. I mean, RPGs have like this little bit of a grind feel to them a lot of times. And honestly, being able to grind while you watch something on your laptop or TV is just awesome. So, you know what? I'm already going to buy Persona 5. I'm going to buy it on the PS3 and the PS4 because that's how I am. I have multiple copies of every Persona game. I have like a digital copy of 4, a physical copy of 4, a digital copy of the Vita version of 4, and a physical copy of the Vita version of 4. I mean, so I'm definitely going to buy 2 copies. And if Atlas, if you release a Vita version, I promise I will buy a physical and a digital copy of the Vita version as well, just because I love you so much and I really want you to make more Persona games for the Vita. And so that's my top 10 anticipated games of 2015. I don't really care. You can probably write yours down in the comments. I'm sure Jake will just ignore it. I'll try to respond, tell you why you're wrong. And hopefully you do this. I'll probably do something like this again in the future. Alright, thanks and cheers, everyone.